today we're going to talk really quick about Google Meet. All right, so this is going to be the video conferencing platform that you can use to connect with your teachers, with other teachers, with your parents, and also with students as well. We're going to be talking about how you can create a Meet request through Google Calendar, but also how you can just create a meeting in general right here from meet.google.com, and then kind of go through some of the basics of Google Meet and what that looks like. All right, so we're going to start right here with meet.google.com, and so from here, I'm able just to start a meeting, just to create a meeting for you to be able to use and send a link to whoever it is that you want them to meet with. So this is like if I'm, for instance, if this is something I want to meet with someone real quick, let's maybe a student, a parent, or maybe a group of kids, and I want to be able to just send them, put this in Schoology or put this in, an email or something. I can do that really fast to get this out to people and not schedule it. So I'm at meet.google.com. As you can see here, I have a meeting that is scheduled for later. I did that in my Google Calendar, and it shows up on my meet.google.com because I'm signed in right here, very top. So I'm going to hit join or start a meeting. I'm going to go ahead and title that meeting, Test Meet, and then hit continue. And so what this does is it brings up my camera and it also brings up the meeting option for me to be able to get everything going, get everything started. As you can see here, no one else is here but me right now. So I'm going to go over a couple of things you can do. So right here in this window, before I get started, I have the option to go ahead and mute my microphone and turn off my camera before I enter the meeting. So if I'm wanting to enter the meeting with my camera and microphone off, that way nobody can see or hear what I'm doing, this is a great way for me to do that before I get started. So I'm going to get those back on. Also, if you are not able to hear yourself or see yourself, make sure you go in these little options over here, more options, and click on settings. And here I can actually change the microphone. As you see, I have several different microphones I can choose from that I want to record with. I can go ahead and also the speakers. So if I want the sound to come out through my speakers or through something else, this is a place where I'm able to do that as well, right inside of Google Meets. Next, I have the video options as well. I can change from my camera. As you can see, I'm using the camera that's on my laptop right now, but I also have a webcam up here. So if I wanted to use that webcam instead, I can do the HD webcam and use that instead. I can also do the different definition from high definition to standard definition, and you'll see that when you do change it from high definition to standard, the bandwidth is a little bit higher, and so it will take, it may get a little more pixelated and stuff like that, so you might have to drop down to the 360, which is what they start you out with, so that way you won't really lose connection either. All right. So, and real quick before we start, it may ask you up here at the very top to allow your camera use and to allow your microphone use, so make sure that you do that as well. Make sure that you turn that on and give access before you even get started. That way you'll be able to see yourself in the camera. And then sometimes if your microphone still isn't working, you might want to check your settings down in the bottom. If you right click on your speaker, it will actually give you audio options and audio settings as well. So that way you're able to look and see if your microphone is on. Okay, so over here on the right, I have my join now. If I want to join the meeting by presenting, I can do that right there as well. I can just go ahead and present what's going on inside of my Meet, any type of slideshow or something like that I have. I want to present my screen right here. I can go ahead and start the meeting with just presenting my screen. Other options for joining, people can join with the phone. They can either call you if you put your telephone number in there, or they can do the dial in. So if they dial in and use this number, so they don't want to use a microphone, they want to use their phone to connect, and so then their audio comes through your computer, they can actually use this here and they enter this pin to be able to dial in and connect through their phone. So it's a pretty cool little deal how that works, and you'll be able to connect with them through audio. All right, so let's go ahead and jump on into the meeting and check out all the different options that you have. Now, the first thing that will come up is that right here, so if you do want to add different people to your meeting, you can go ahead and click on join info here, and then you can add people as well. This here, if you hit the copy, it will actually copy this info to people, and then you can send that out via email, a text, whatever it is, because they do have, Meets does have an app, so they can join from their iPad or phone or anything like that as well if they wanted to. And so now, if I want to add people, so if I can click on add people, I can literally just type in their Gmail account, and it will pull it up, especially the Robinson account or anyone into my contacts. I can pull those up here, so I'm going to go ahead and type in James right there. There he is. He comes on up, and there's Justin as well. I can invite them that way through email. I can also invite them through a telephone number. So I can put in their telephone number, and it will allow them, it'll send them a text for them to be able to join the meeting as well. So that's a pretty cool little deal that you can do to invite people to your Google Meet as well. All right. Get out of that. Over here on the left, you have your other meeting details, any attachments, which will come in when you do say you do start a meet with Google Calendar. That's where that will come in. So anything that you put in attachments, we'll go over that here in a little bit. That will be available for you to see as well. And for whoever's inside of your meet doing it with you, they'll be able to see it. Any joining info, once again, here's that joining info that you can copy and send to them. So that way they can join your Google Meet. You have your microphone. You have a way to leave the call. And then, of course, turn your camera on and turn your camera off. That's available right there. I can turn on captions too. And so I'll show you here real quick what the captions look like. And so as I'm talking, it gets really good. In the beginning, it wasn't very good at all. I actually said something like pizza or I wanted a shoe or something like a hat or something. I mean, it was crazy. But as you can see, it picks up pretty well, especially for those students who, who are, more hearing impaired or who, want to be able to see kind of what you're talking about. So it does that text-to-speech or speech-to-text really well inside of it. So I'm going to go ahead and turn that off real quick. All right, so now I'm back. Now, say I do want to present my screen. If I click on the present button, this allows me to do your entire screen or just the window. So when I click that, so say you are wanting to present a slide presentation or another website that you're doing, say you're doing some type of game or some type of whiteboarding type site, you can do that all right here inside of the Google Meet when you share your slides. So I'm gonna go ahead and click this window, and then I hit the share button. So whatever you click, then make sure you hit the share button. And so when you hit the share button, so now you'll be able to see one of the other windows that I have open on my screen. Now you can't see it right now because I'm actually sharing that to you. So I'll click on there. So there's the window that I'm sharing to the actual audience. Okay, so that's what they'll be able to see, and I can manipulate and navigate that window, and then everybody else can see and view what's going on inside that window. All right, so if I want to stop presenting, I can hit the stop sharing button here. All right, and so now I'm back. So now you are able to see me again. I'm not presenting anymore. So anybody who wants to present, they make sure they hit the present now. You need to hit the stop presenting button to be able to let them present as well. So over here are 3 dots. You have a lot more options. You definitely want to record each meeting. And so I say this because, just want to make sure that you are, protecting yourself, but also making it available for students a little bit later who aren't able to join that live meeting at that time. Remember, we're still promoting Flipgrid and everything that you can do with that when it comes to that asynchronous learning. But make sure you record that meeting so that way you can provide that information for those kids who aren't able to make that meeting live like that. So it's easy. You hit record, and it will actually send you the recording in an email, which you can access in your Google Drive a little bit later. It will also send you a transcript of the chat function that's inside School Digital. We'll look at that here in a second, or inside of Meets. So we'll look at that in a second. I can change my layout, which how everything looks. So there's a new little thing that they added that you're able to get, and it is the grid functionality. It's a Chrome extension. So, but you can change the layout to however you want it to look. So you see different tiles. If there's more than one person here, you'd be able to see more than one person. Up here at the very top, you'll see there's the grid extension. So we'll talk about that here in a second. I can turn full screen on and off, turn captions on and off. It takes me right back to my settings. Once again, there's my microphone, my audio, and my video. And then I also have the use phone for audio. So if my audio isn't working, I want to use the phone, I can jump right into here and use the phone and get a number to call for the meet. So that allows me to do that as well. So that's a pretty neat little feature as well. And then report a problem and any help. So let's take a look at the grid here real quick. So I'm going to put this in the show notes or in the notes inside of YouTube, so that way you can see that as well, and also an email that's going out about this. So this allows me to actually see all the participants that are here inside of the meet with me. So no longer is it just one screen and it jumps back and forth, wherever. You can see all your participants that are in your class all at once. So that's a pretty neat little extension that can be put out there. And the actual extension is going to be, and I'll pull that up here in a second. So the actual extension is going to be Google Meet Grid View. So this is where you're able to install this Chrome extension. All right, so that way you can see all the students, all the people who are available inside of that meet. So that's where that looks, and that's where that lives. So like I said, we'll be sharing that out too as well for you in the email. And then next, you have all your participants. So you're able to see all the participants that are here. You're able to mute them as well if you click on their names, which I can't mute myself, but I can mute myself, but I can't click over here. But if you click on their names, you'll be able to see the mute function. So this is how you're able to mute each student's microphone one at a time. You'll be able to do that and see who's available. You have the chat function, which is right next to it. So if you want to do some type of shared notes or something like that to share with your kids, or if you want to put like links in there or things that they're sharing, all that is available right there for you to see as well inside of your Google Meet. And like I said, it will send you a transcript after you get done with the Meet. It'll email you that as well. So that is pretty much all the functionality inside of Google Meets. Okay, so now let's go look at how to schedule a meet from a Google Calendar. So that's going to be a lot. So like I said, this is going to be used if you're needing to schedule a meet for a certain day during the week, and you want everybody to be able to join. You put that link either in Schoology, or you can send that email out to the people who are meeting with you or wanting to join with you. They'll get an email with the link in it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump over to the calendar here, and I'm going to hit the Create button. And so when I hit that Create button, you want to make sure that you click on the More Options. So More Options is going to actually give you the ability to schedule a meeting. So just like you would do a calendar invite. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Test Cal in there. Make sure I have my date. Make sure I have all this information together. And so instead of us meeting in person, I'm going to make sure I click on the Add Conferencing. And so what that does is that provides the Hangouts Meet button for me. So when I click on Hangouts Meet, it actually gives me and creates this as a video calling type meet session. So the participants will have the option to click on this link here, and it will take them to the Google Meet that's in there. So if I add someone in here as well, we'll come over here and add a guest. I'll just click on James Hughes there. So he's added. So when he gets this email, he will have the option to click on this Meet link and join the meeting as well. So this is where I would schedule that meet. And then, like I said, I can even put that meet to in a link. I can take that link, copy it, and put it virtually anywhere. But this is for too if I want to send this out to my parents or send it out to a teacher, or if a parent wants to meet too as well. I can schedule conferences during that time with my students and with my teachers as well. Any attachments that I want to add, I'm able to add attachments. Like I said, those attachments will then show up here in the attachments section of the Google Meet. So if there is a PDF or a video or something that you want to be able to share or see or view, any type of attachment, you throw that in there, everybody will have access to it, and then you'll have access to it too as well, so that way you can pull it up and then everyone can see it and pull it up. So once I have my meeting scheduled, I have all my things typed in here, I hit save, it will send that meeting invite to everyone. And then, like I said, they click on the Google Meet, and we go through the same process. Takes me to my meeting here, and I'm ready to start my meeting. All right, so if you have any questions, please feel free to give the curriculum team a shout at curriculum@robinson.k12.tx.us, and we can go ahead and help you out with getting this Google Meet set up for you. Like I said, really easy, really simple way to virtually connect with whoever it is that you need to connect to. Remember, hit that record button.